Hello and welcome to Let Me Ask My Sister, the podcast where we overthink life so you don't have to. We're your hosts, Aoife and
Sorcha. So pull up a seat, siblings, and let me ask you this.
We'll get into our listener email because we heard from a man.
A man!
But I want to know, what are you reading, watching, listening to this week?
Oh, what am I reading, watching, listening to this week? I have been binging the TV show Rookie.
Oh, go on. I haven't heard about this one.
So it's already been cancelled. So I'm really behind on the times here. But it's with Nathan Fillion, who I've messaged you to say that I think we fancy.
Sorry, Nathan, that makes me laugh so much because you were like, do we fancy Nathan Fillion? And I obviously only know Nathan Fillion from Big Mouth.
Big Mouth, the Netflix show about it's a cartoon and this dog looks like Nathan Fillion. And
is it the dog looks like Nathan Fillion? Is it not?
Yeah.
So, no, because what was her name? One of the girls loved Nathan Fillion, and she would fantasize about Nathan Fillion.
But it was the dog. It was a Nathan Fillion dog.
Was it? I don't remember that.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Missy. It was Missy who did it. Or Missy,
yeah. She loved Nathan Fillion, and she would always go into her little imagination and dream about Nathan Fillion.
Well, I'm right with you there, Missy, because I fancy Nathan Fillion.
You are Missy. Missy is you.
So it's a show called The Rookie, and it's about Nathan Fillion is 45 and he's in the middle of a divorce. And he's in the first scene is him at the bank, and he's talking to the bank teller, being like, yeah, officially divorced now, putting something in the safety deposit box. And then the bank is robbed by these masked gunmen, and he manages to talk and distract one of the gunmen so that the bank teller can push the panic button. And he kind of gets a bit of a new lease of life, and he decides, I'm going to go back to the police and train as a rookie. Now, rookies are generally like in their early 20s or mid to late 20s. You don't really become a rookie when you're over the age of like 35. So it's a bit of a, it's just about all the stuff that they get up to. It's like silly cop drama. Now, like, it's ridiculous. Like, I think the man is like nearly been murdered in every single episode. Like, there's that thing, like Grey's Anatomy, where everything serious happens all the time. Like, there's 3 plane crashes. Like, there's loads of serial killers. It's just like, it's ridiculous. But it's something, you know what you're gonna get when you watch it. It's Criminal Minds-esque, but a bit light.
You loved Criminal Minds.
I loved Criminal Minds.
It was like your comfort show.
Make me sound more like a psychopath. It's like the way women love crime documentaries and crime podcasts. It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what about you? What are you reading, watching, listening to?
What am I reading, watching, listening to? Actually, following on from our chat last week about the spooky islands and the spooky conspiracy theories, I've been watching, have you heard of the show Widow's Bay?
No.
It's on Apple TV, but it's about a cursed island. Yeah, so I've got it's a spooky one. So it's about this small isolated island off the coast of, I want to say it's the East Coast, it's like close to New York, but there's like spooky goings on, and it turns out that there is lots of supernatural stuff around the island that I don't want to give you any spoilers on in case you are inclined to watch such a spooky show.
Too scary though?
It is scary. So Owen hates it. He's like, can we not watch this? And I love it.
I don't want to watch the scary show.
Yeah, we watched 3 episodes on Saturday night, and then I found myself like going upstairs a little bit spooked.
Oh my God, fully. Do you watch spooky scary story times on TikTok?
No, that doesn't sound like it would come across my algorithm, but go on.
Actually, her name is it's Ashley Inc. And she does these things called spooky scary story times. And people will email her in with either it's a conspiracy theory, either it's something that they have experienced in their lives, it's something their parents told them, and she will tell the story to TikTok, and people will comment, what they think, what their thoughts are, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
They're so good. So go watch. She has millions of followers. I think she first kind of got success because you remember when TikTok first came out, people would be telling a story and it would take fucking years. And they'd be like, part 1, part 2, part 3, where she'd be like,
Yeah.
right, so this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, then this will happen. And everyone was like, you should tell every story. So that is how it went. And it is so good. So she'll tell stories of like loads of military base things of what people have seen, loads of vampire stories as well. A lot of stuff has
Ooh.
actually, a lot of videos get flagged and get her account banned in certain
Oh,
genres. So vampire stories, she actually said, I don't think I can talk about this anymore. Like immortal stories of famous people and people who rule the world who are immortal. And she was like, I can't talk about it on this app anymore because
fucking
her
hell.
account keeps getting like restricted. So she's
We
moved over
keep
to, she's like,
saying,
I'll put them on YouTube. But she was like, we're at a point now where she's like, I am fully like, put the tinfoil hat on me. I believe all of this now.
we
Yeah.
keep saying we need to talk conspiracy theory. I mean, maybe we should just do it next week
You
because
know
it's
what?
just so fun.
We do need to, and I think it's because you're going away on holidays now next week. I think when you're back
Yeah.
and school and your kids are in school and they're away from you,
Yeah.
we should sit down,
Wait.
make our get this kid
Because
away.
there's so many. I feel like it could be like a 5-teen parter. Like there's just
There's
so
so
many.
many conspiracy theories. There's so
Yeah.
oh my god, there's so many. Well, do send us in your emails or your stories
Yes.
if you have them at letmeaskmysisterpod@gmail.com or on our socials, Let Me Ask My
Mhm.
Sister Pod. We have an anonymous form that you can fill in there as well. But I don't know what brought me
Yeah.
onto that. Oh, sorry, because you
Uh,
said the spooky. Yeah, yeah. But
oh yeah,
sometimes when I
speaking.
watch them, I'm always watching them. Tim is like, "What are you listening to?" And then I'll like, I'll go into the room and I'm like, "Oh God, is anyone around?" I'm like, "No one has permission to be here. I don't consent. I don't consent."
Uh, I
Uh,
don't think the supernatural care if you consent or not.
I think they do.
Oh, okay. If they do,
They do.
cool.
They do, Eva. They care.
Good. I'm keen. I will buy into that because anything that keeps me safe, I'm happy.
But sorry, before we get into, we just completely dissolve into all of this again, we
Yeah.
have our male listener email that classic us. We were like, oh yeah, you emailed us in. Fucking we'll get to you later, babe. So here we are.
Yeah.
We kept you waiting, our poor listener.
Yes.
So do you want to tell me what he has to say?
Yes, we have a listener email from a man. Our very first one from a man. And he calls it out. Male listener here. I think I'm right in saying I'm the first man to write into you. Yes, you
You
are.
are. You are.
You are. I don't want my actual sister's advice on this in case I don't like her answer. I really like her best mate, Kira. I've known her since school and always thought she was my sister's hottest friend and made no secret that I fancied the arse of her. And my sister made it clear nothing could ever happen. All right. We know that
Okay.
story.
Yeah.
Now we're both single at the same time for the first time since we're teens, and I want to make my move before she makes a big mistake and meets someone else and marries him. She's the full package, girls. Nobody comes close. Oh. I'm not asking if I should ask her out. I've decided I'm going to, but I need to know how I should ask her out. I don't want her to think of me as her friend's little brother who's just looking to get his hole. I want her to know I'm serious about her. Ah, bless your little cotton socks. So what should I do? I think Kira might be the one. Real name, because I'm secretly hoping she listens and will hear this. Thanks. From Connor in Smithfield.
Connor and Smithfield, Connor and Kira. Let's pair these guys off.
Well, Connor, you don't sound shy. Ask her
Oh,
out.
I know you didn't ask if you should, but I would say to prep you for, I would go in with a couple of different outcomes in mind.
Yeah.
One could be that she fancies you too, and this has been a little bit like, when are they going to get together situation
Mm.
from the get go. The other is that she does just think you're her friend's little brother and she hasn't even considered you as a viable option ever before. So
Yeah.
they're the two outcomes I would prepare for.
Yeah. Or that she fancies you, but because you're her friend's little brother, she's like, yeah, you're not an option.
I think if she fancied you and you were the friend's little brother and you asked her out, she would still, it might take a beat, but I think I think she would date you. I don't think that would stop people from dating.
No, yeah, yeah, unless it's a friendship ending thing, which I can't imagine it would be.
I think I'd be so. Well, see, it's different for me because Richard's so much older. But like
Yeah,
and it would depend on your relationship with your sibling, of course. But I think it could be quite a fun, exciting thing.
yeah,
It is tricky for your sister being in the middle, and if you mess her friend around, this I know you said I'm not I'm going to ask her out. I want to know how. I think what you need to make really really clear from the get-go and in asking her out is that you are super duper serious, that you will not come between their friendships, because if it doesn't work out, you need to accept that they are still going to be best friends. And I think you
yeah.
should also talk to your sister about it as well, because this is like it's a pretty big thing.
Definitely. You can't not go to your sister first, well, because you've come publicly to knowing that we're probably going to put this out on social media. And
Yeah.
let's find Kira. Kira, Sean, is it Sean? What's his name?
Connor,
Kira. Connor fancies you. He's serious. He wants to ask you out and he's serious about this. He's serious about your relationship.
how would you ask them out?
How?
Yeah.
It's so hard. I mean, is it in person or is it
In person. It has to be in person.
are you getting everything out though in person? Because so much can go wrong. If you okay, do you know what actually? I think you say it to her in person and then you have a follow-up text ready saying explaining your intentions, telling her that you are serious and that yeah you respect her friendship with your sister. I don't know if that's actually even necessary, but yeah, that you're serious, you're not looking just for some fun, that you've liked her for a long time and you want to give it a go. So I'm reading between the lines as well. Oh wait, sorry, go on. What would
Yeah.
you do?
I so there's another part of me that thinks as well, are you sure that you really like her? Or has she
Ooh.
always been, yeah, has she always been that person that you kind of fancied, and now that it's a viable option, you want to give it a go? And are you the type of person that when you get it, will you then get bored of it?
Oh, interesting angle.
Just because, we're all guilty of that, of kind of pining after
Yeah.
something and building it up in our heads, and then it just never, it's never going to be what it is in your imagination.
Yeah, especially
So,
if she was always, I'm okay, I'm like again imagining, reading between the lines, imagining the whole scenario, thinking that, okay, so he's the younger brother, older sister's hotter friend who's always around, who's always in the house kind of thing. And it's always a thing. He said he made it no secret that he always fancied her. It could totally be that thing of she's completely built up on this pedestal.
mm,
So you just treat her right, all right?
yeah. And the sister, because that's the there's a big danger there. And if you're
Yeah.
asking, I know you're like, I'm gonna do it. We're just telling you,
Yeah.
that your sister mightn't want you to do it because she's afraid that maybe you're the type of person that you will get your hull, in your own words, and then fuck off, because that would ruin the relationship, probably between the two friends, but also could ruin your relationship with your sister if it goes arseways for your sister and her best friend. She mightn't forgive you,
Yeah. So
you know?
again, okay, so again, reading between all the lines, my picture of you, Connor, is that you are a bit of a Jack the lad. Like you always get the girls. It sounds like she might fancy you back.
Yeah.
Um, and there's this kind of tension between you two. You're always kind of joking about it, and yeah, you're the kind of guy who might just get his hull and then often leave a girl. Again, I'm just making things up here, but
Jack, get your
that's what
shit
I'm
together.
that's what I'm imagining, Connor.
Oh, sorry, his name's Connor.
But he did say, however, that she's the full package and he doesn't want her to make a big mistake and go marry someone.
How
So,
many times do men lie, though?
yeah.
But no, you're right. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. I think the way you need to ask her out, oh, I think it's so tricky. I would say in person. I just don't know how you would ask her out in person. Is the thing, like,
Because you
how
have to
would
get,
you have to
yeah.
send a text. You have to say, hey, do you want to grab a coffee? Would it be out of would it be out of place for you to mess her for a coffee? Like, probably. And actually, I would say ask her out for a coffee first. I know normally a drink or a dinner, but that's so dated. I
It's
think
too dated.
because you'll have to talk about, you know, she might go, this, I don't want to for XYZ because of the sister friendship situation. So I think it needs to be something as casual as a coffee that if the negative outcome comes out where both of you decide it's not going to happen, or one of you decides it's not going to happen, you only went for a coffee. You know what I mean? It's so like, oh, we just met
Mm.
for a coffee. Like you can put that in a little box in your mind
Yeah.
and move on. Whereas if you went for
Yeah, you're
dinner or
friends.
drinks first,
So it's tricky. Like how also all of the logistics, how do you get her alone? Because obviously you're not going to ask her out in front of anybody else.
no.
Um so yeah, first of all you have to find her alone in a non-creepy, non-threatening way.
Yeah, yeah, sounds super creepy.
So I do think a message is probably your best bet. And lay it all out there saying, do you know what? I'd love to hear any advice from any men in the TikTok comments, because which there are many. They always have opinions.
Oh my
But
God, men and their stupid TikTok comments sometimes, I swear.
oh,
Keyboard
they love it.
warriors, the lot of them.
Yeah.
Not
But
an
we
ounce of brain cells between them. Sorry.
guaranteed they guaranteed they're not going to respond now on TikTok.
Sorry, Connor.
The
Sorry,
one
Connor. Sorry, Connor. I'm being
yeah.
so mean to Connor. Sorry, go
He's
on, okay.
also I'm going to start to think of Connor as a good guy because he's written in asking for our advice.
He has.
He's our
No, he
pal.
seems like a lovely guy, and she's the whole package. No, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Connor. No, I went in too hard. I don't expect enough. So, but Connor sounds like a lovely guy who really does. Sounds like kind of love her, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that yeah, it does sound like that lovely little childhood story. That lovely little story that you hear of people who've known each other since childhood and then they finally get together and it's really lovely.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I do think laying it out. I so want to hear from the men. Let us know, guys, what you kind of do. But my thoughts are lay it all out in a message to say, look, we're never single at the same time. It's no secret that I fancied you since we're whatever age, and I'd really like to take you out. But also make it clear that not only do you want to take her out on a date, you're also interested in a relationship. So
Mm.
I'd say something along the lines of, I'd love to take you out on a date. I do think that you and I have a chance of a very, I don't know. I don't want to write your words. Like make it clear that you are interested in a relationship. And that you think she's the full package. Kira,
Yeah.
are you
Yeah.
listening?
That's a lovely thing to say.
He loves
Kira,
you.
how cute. Any Kira
Yeah.
listening to this is like, it's about me. I don't
Yeah.
know a Connor. I don't know a Connor, but it's about me.
But I'm the full package.
His ex listening being like, I knew she fancied her.
Yeah.
I would have different advice. I would
Okay.
say message her just saying, hey, are you up for a coffee? Or hey, what are you up to the next couple of days? Would you want to grab a coffee? Not giving any other context, just in the hopes that
Oh,
she'll say, oh, yeah. Or she might come back and say, why? And then maybe you could go into a bit more detail. But I would actually just say, do you want to go for a coffee first? Because I think that would kind of prep her mind to go, why does he want to have a coffee with me? Does he fancy me? Because I might kind of fancy him. Whereas I think a text out of the blue saying, do you want to grab a really long text out of the blue? Do you want to grab a coffee? I really like you. Do you want to be my wife? Like that could be a little bit. Just it
say
could
it all
be
out there. Just
it,
propose.
no, just buy the
What can
ring,
go wrong?
Connor. Buy the
Yeah.
ring. But that could, because you don't know where she's going to be or how she's going to feel when she gets this message. She could be having a
So
shit day. She
true.
could be having an anxious day. You don't know. So I think just asking for a coffee, and then it does run the risk of her going, yeah, sure, when do you want to go? And then you're in person speaking about it, which I think is actually really nice. And I'll touch back on that later. But if she replies and saying, yeah, sure, why? Then you can do the message that Aoife was talking about there of like, look, I've no secret I fancied you, yada, yada, yada. Um, I'm being genuinely serious. I would love just to like I just want to talk about it with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to meet for a coffee? I'm asking you to give me the chance of having a coffee, and then if at the end of it you decide I'm just like your friend's little brother, then we can leave it there. But I would love to if you gave me that chance, and then that kind of gives her the opportunity to go, yeah, you know what, I will, or she could be like, fuck off.
She also, but yeah, but in this, she could also pawn you off. Like she might say no. She might be
She
too
might
busy.
say no, and it's
Yeah,
okay if she does, Connor. It's okay if she does say
she
no.
might say. Oh yeah, though. Yeah, she might say no. She might not be interested. She might not be interested. Full stop. I don't know though. I'm assuming she is. I think that
I'm
there's
rooting for the
again.
childhood sweethearts.
Me too.
Yeah.
Reading between the lines, it sounds like you both have something. But then
See,
again,
again,
maybe I'm just
because
on your
we're,
team.
but
We love
what
the
if
love.
also it's the other, like, what's that show, The Girlfriend, where the mum sees this one view of the girlfriend and then the girlfriend's on Amazon Prime and then the girlfriend sees this
Yes.
other view of the mum? What if it's like that? What if he's like, oh my God, we're meant to be. And then she's like, he is so creepy. I'm afraid of him.
Oh God.
So, Connor, we
Let's
just,
hope that's not the case for you, Connor.
if you're
But it could
emailing
be.
us, I have to presume that you're not that type of guy, but in the event
Yeah.
that you are,
I have to presume that you're in tune and you can read a signal. Yeah, do you know, maybe that is a nice way to go about it. A little, do you want to go for a coffee and get ready to say it in person? If she shoots you down, if she doesn't have time for a coffee, then you can let more of your feelings out over
or
text.
and you can do both. She might ask, she might say, yeah, why? And then you can send that message and just say, look, give me a chance. And then, but if she doesn't, if she does just say yeah, if she says yeah for a coffee straight off the bat, I would go into that thinking she likes me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, yeah,
would.
true.
Unless you're like, well, he didn't mention that he's good friends with her and will hang out actually, so I don't think that's the case. But
Who knows though? I suppose, yeah, who knows?
now
You don't
also
know.
be prepared. She might message your sister. She might go to your sister straight off for advice on this too. She
Oh,
might not.
yeah. What do you think he should do? Do you think he should tell his sister before he talks to Kira?
I
He doesn't
think,
want her
well, sorry,
advice, but we're going to give it to
he
you.
doesn't want the advice, but he's getting it
Yeah.
anyway. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, take the pin out of if she just goes straight in for a coffee and just says, yeah, sure, and they go to meet up. I would then, as I said, presume that she fancies you back and
Mm.
then sit down, like grab her coffee, like kind of little chit chat. Obviously, the tension will be like so clear, you could cut it with a knife. Then just say, like, look, thanks for meeting with me. I presume, like, do you know that I fancy it? Like, and then she might go,
You
yeah,
know, I
well,
fancy
I
you.
know, like, because
I'd go for
it's
a walk so you're not looking at
walk.
each other.
Actually, sorry, a walk is
Yeah.
way better than a coffee. You are so right. Like, I'd
Get,
love
get,
to be insomnia. The barista just there, like leaning over,
no, get
getting
a coffee,
whiplash.
little chit chat, and then take the coffees on a walk.
Yes, really good idea. Go for a walk around the
Yeah.
park. Maybe not where's he from, Smithfield. Maybe not around Smithfield. Maybe go a little bit Stephen's Green. I don't know, somewhere where you might see loads of people, but also you might not.
Yeah.
Go for a little mooch, coffee, and then just be like, look, I fancy you. I don't know if you knew that. Like, I'd ask her questions, like, ask her stuff to see where she is at in all of it
Mm,
through it. Like, get little check ins and then pour, as Eva said, pour your heart out. Like, fully
yeah.
say, I really like you. I think this could be a legitimate thing. I wouldn't be saying this because also she's going to really value her friendship with your sister. So I would put an emphasis on that, being like, I wouldn't say this to you if I didn't think that this could be end game. Not to be
Yeah.
creepy, but I do seriously see you as someone that I would like, that this could really work. Like, and
Yeah.
that's so vulnerable. What a beautiful thing to hear. And she'll
Yeah.
know instinctively if she feels the same as well. And she's not going to, if someone said that to you, you would just be honest with them and say, oh, that's so lovely. Yes or
Yeah.
no, you know?
100%. And also
Mm,
prepare yourself that she might not want to give an answer straight away. She
yeah.
might, one, she might be thinking of this. She might be thinking about you. She might think that she can never go out with you because you're her best friend's little brother. Or
Mm.
she could be thinking, she might have never thought about you this way until you bring it up. And then then she might need a minute to go away and think, he is really cool. I do really like him. I am attracted to him. I know I like his family. I know I'd have the best sister-in-law. Maybe she needs a minute to think about that.
Imagine it's like Ross from Friends, my best friend and my sister, and then my best friend and my
And my
sister. It
sister.
could really go a couple of different ways there. She also might have that in a little box that she just never even opened because you are her best friend's brother.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
also the little brother. There's something about that too. Sorry. But
yeah.
it is we don't know how much younger you are than her. I'm imagining not that much.
I'm thinking you're both in
Um
like your late 20s and
it
there's 2
sounds
years
it.
apart.
Yeah, that's
But
what
so
I've imagined
he's
as well.
18, she's 32, and she's like, what the fuck?
Dude. But yeah, she might need a minute to get used to this. So if that's the case, take like pour your heart out, but take the pressure off. Don't expect an
Yeah.
answer right then
And
and there.
even say, like, look, because again, I would say, like, look, you don't have to have an answer here, unless, as I said, as we said, she turns around and says, I'm so glad. I actually feel the exact same way. Like
Yeah.
that fully could happen. And that'd be so exciting. I actually got a little bit of goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, I hope it happens for you, Connor.
Me too.
But I would say as well, look, if she's like, I don't really know what to say to you, I'd be like, you don't have to say anything. When are you next free? Like in a couple of days, and get a time and get a date and say, let's go back and
Ooh,
have another. Yeah, I would say, give me, let's go away, have a think about it. Let's have another
you
chat.
have until the end of the week.
Honestly, yeah, because it would be so easy just to send a text and fob it off. Whereas I think go for another walk and talk, and then it also smooths everything over again. So it would be that nice little, look, it's not happening.
Yeah,
And it would just be,
yeah,
or, and then it's all smooths it. No problem at all. Like, look, thanks so much for being understanding about it. And also, then you can allow yourself to move on. If you've always had a
yeah,
bit of if you've always been pining after her, maybe you didn't give all your other relationships a real go because she was in the back of your
yeah.
mind. So even having this conversation, I think you're dead right. I know you haven't asked for us to give you advice, but we're giving it to you anyway. I think you're
Obviously.
dead right to ask her out. I think you need to.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Either way.
And I think she needs you to as well. Like maybe her relationships haven't been working out because she's always wondering about you.
I hope so. Now, what would you say for the sister? You asked me if I would ask the sister before or after. I would say to ask the sister, I'd send the text about the coffee, and then I would say to the sister, maybe either just after the coffee or maybe before. I actually don't know.
Well, because we don't know what Kira's going to do. Maybe Kira's going to tell the sister straight up. So, do you know what? Just say it. Just say it to your sister. I'd ask Kira first, get it locked in, get
Yeah.
that coffee date set, and then and then like you'll see your sister in person or arrange to see your sister in person. I'm just imagining that they see each other all the time. Maybe they don't, but
Mm.
like arrange to see your sister and just say it to her and be honest. Oh, you're gonna have to tell your sister how you feel. Sorry, you
Yeah,
are.
you just are. You
Yeah.
just are. See,
There's
okay.
like
There's another
tell.
thing in my. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, yeah. Tell your sister. Tell your sister that you're not. This isn't just a nothing. That you have genuine feelings for her friend. It's not just that you fancy her since she's been in your house when you're teenagers. You have genuine feelings for her
Mm.
and you'd like to give the relationship a go. You don't have to go like full throttle with your sister, but just do let her know that you've asked her out. You've asked her friend out and you'd like the respect of of any potential suitor of her best friend.
Oh, I love that. That's really good.
Mm.
I don't know why my brain goes straight to what if they're batshit crazy banana pancakes, but I would also be hesitant if you think, okay, and answer honestly to yourself now, Connor. If
Yes.
you think your sister is a little bit mad, is that why no, now he did say he goes to his he normally talk to his sister about stuff, did he?
Did he?
Oh, he said, I don't want to ask my sister's opinion. I'm putting
Yeah.
together that you guys have a lovely relationship. You're both
Yeah.
super cool, super lovely, and this is all going to work out so nicely. But if you think there could be an element where your sister would maybe want to sabotage this and wouldn't want it to happen.
Why would she do that? Connor's sister.
Because you know I always jump to Looney Tunes to cover all your bases. I like
This
to
is
go
it.
through every single potential. I'd be
This is
so good in
why.
strategy because I
This is
want to
why they
go through.
ask us.
Yeah, this is why you ask your sister
Mm,
because if she would be the type to send a message to Kira and say, "Has my brother asked to meet you for a coffee?" And
mm,
if she's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Look, he fancies you. Please don't do it. That would actually, it would just, I don't want to ruin our friendship." It might cut Kira off at the source, and she might. Whereas
mm.
if you unless you're really close with your sister and that's not the and you're like no she'd never do that, like I don't think you would ever do that, so I'd be fine saying it to you. But
Yeah.
so if you think that if that's your relationship, I would maybe say go for the coffee with her, then I would call your sister and say like, and you can tell Kira like, look, I haven't told my sister, I wanted to get kind of your vibes now, and if Kira from the get-go is like, well actually I need some time to think of it, then you know, okay, I have to tell my sister that this is a possibility. Or if she shuts you
Yeah.
down, then then I would still call your sister and just say
Yeah.
like, look, FYI, I really fancy her. I asked her out. I want to get her opinion first because it actually doesn't have. It has
Same thing
something to do with
with
your
your
sister, but
sister.
it also
No.
doesn't.
I think if no, yeah, it has nothing to do with your sister, really. Like it doesn't. I think though, if the sister was to say to Kira, "Don't go out with my brother," if someone to say that to you, and you had feelings somewhat for the brother, you'd be a bit like, "Oh, piss off."
Yeah, that's true. You probably it would just be messier around the whole thing. I'm trying
It
like
is
what's the
messier.
easiest way, and then there'd be a bit of a tiff there, and that's
Yeah,
how things get messy. And realistically,
yeah,
if Shakira still did fancy, you'd probably still end up getting together just further down the line. But
yeah.
if unless again, she might be your sister might never do something like that, and you'll be listening to this now saying, "My sister would never do that. Shut the fucking move. Shut up and move
Yeah.
on." In that
Yeah.
case, just because
Sorry.
if it was me and you, and I was asking out your wait, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I could have a male friend.
Oh, sorry, male friend. Yeah. I was like, I'm not asking out your little brother. Sorry. I'm thinking of us as friends. Sorry. If you have a
Oh,
male friend, I would
yeah,
totally go to you for advice. I would say, look, I really fancy him. I don't know what to do. And
yeah,
I get your thoughts and get your opinions on it. So if that's the relationship you have with your sister and you're just afraid of her answer in case she isn't liking it, but normally she has your back, I think go to her anyway and just say like, look, this is my plan. I'm gonna do it. Um, I'll let you know how it goes. But obviously, I
yeah.
know to respect your friendship with her. Or if
Do you
you
know?
decide, or if you're like, no, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. I also think it's
Yeah,
perfectly acceptable, even if you don't think should sabotage you. I've just thrown that in there just to see what you think of it. But
yeah.
I think you're still well entitled. And I mean immediately after you tell Kira everything, be it walk and talk with the coffee, or just over text. I think walk and talk with coffee is so much better though. Call your sister and just say like, look, I didn't want to tell you because I was really nervous and I wanted to talk to Kira about it first, but I fancy her. I told her how I feel.
Hmm.
Um, I'm really like I don't, yeah. I just want you to know that I'm dead serious. And she's probably gonna be like, what?
Yeah,
Like she'll have so
yeah,
many questions, or she's gonna be like, I knew it.
yeah. Exactly. I am curious though. Are there any? I am curious though. Do you think that there are people out there who would be really annoyed at their sibling for asking out one of their friends?
Yeah.
Could you imagine it? Are there people like that in your life that you think would be annoyed?
Not in my life that I know now. I can't imagine my friends now being annoyed at that. But, and also, see, I don't know how old these people are. I think if you were a little bit younger, if you're in your early 20s, I'd imagine it would feel like a much bigger deal. But I think
I
if you're in your late 20s onwards, I think it becomes less of a big deal because you
yeah, I
understand what it means to really be in love with someone and want to share your life with them. And I think that would be a lot more respected
yeah.
now than it would be then.
I'm imagining that they must be mid to late 20s at least, at the very youngest, just because he's saying something. He said he doesn't want her to meet and marry another man. So it sounds like
Mm.
he's serious. It sounds like he's reached a serious point in his life. He's not, you
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
he's
That's
looking
true.
for
It
a wife.
does.
It sounds.
A man in the possession of a good sister must be in want of a wife.
If a man is in want of a wife, he is usually in his 30s.
That's true.
But and has friends who are walking down the aisle. But I think it's more of a big deal and one of those things where your sibling doesn't want you to ask out their friend if you're in school or college and you have this like funny little sibling rivalry. But when you grow up
Yes.
and you're not living in the same house anymore, it's more of a look, everyone has their own life and you can do whatever you want.
I think that is generally the case. I do know some
Mhm.
people who have difficult relationships with their
Yeah.
siblings. And I'm thinking of one person in particular that would be a pretty big deal because they would be afraid that a relationship would get ruined. That's the reason
Yeah.
why. I think that is why I was like jumping to, well, make sure like what type of person are you, Connor? What type of person is your sister? Like just trying to figure out what that is because I don't want to say to you, I don't want to give advice and not cover all the bases in that way. You know what I
Totally.
mean? I think you kind of
Yeah.
you have to really look at the situation for what it is and not what you want it to be and just
Yeah.
see how.
Well, he said he's asking her out. So
Yeah, you did. I love
go on, Connor.
Connor. I can't. Can
Yeah.
we go on the date?
No. Give them space. But can we come to
No.
the wedding?
Can we be bridesmaids?
I think maybe Connor's sister might be bridesmaids.
What? She can be maid of honor.
Us too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can have a big bridal party. We don't know about your other friends and
Yay!
family.
Yeah. Okay. So Connor, our advice is you're sending her a text asking if she wants to go for a coffee. You're going to gauge what her vibe is, whether it is why or yeah, sure. And if it's a yeah, sure, leave it at that. Let her mind do the thinking. You don't need
Mhm.
to just let her mind go wild. I think it's a lot. Does that sound very manipulative of me? But like, let her have the time
No,
to
because
process what she could be thinking before you
yeah.
go in with it.
And she will, do you know, she's going to ask your sister. She's going to ask your sister straight up.
She mightn't if she fancies him too.
Yeah. And if yeah, who knows? Who knows? There's many different ways this could go.
I
I
don't know.
would
I got scared.
probably ask your sister. It would
Would
be,
you?
yeah, I think I would.
You might. You might. It's tricky.
Although I've
And
never
if
fancied any one of my friends' younger brothers.
I think it would depend. I think she's well entitled to ask your sister. I mean, either way, after your
Yeah.
chat, if not before, she will say it to your sister. So be prepared
It's
for
going
your
to be fine.
sister to send you a text being like, why are you meeting Kira for a coffee? And then
Yeah.
in that case, call your sister and just be like, look, I want, like, please don't say it to her. I want to say it to her myself. I wanted to tell you, I was going to tell you after, but I just need to talk to her first in case she immediately shut me down. I
Yeah.
didn't want, just wear your heart in your sleeve. Be like, I didn't want everyone to be slagging me off, but I really,
Yeah.
really like her. And I
Yeah.
want to go out with her.
Yeah.
And then she'll
I want
probably
to
be like,
marry her.
oh, okay.
Yeah. And then your sister would be like, Deadly. She gets
Exactly.
to be
She'd
in
be
my
like, I
family. Delighted.
great sister-in-law. Like, it'd be
Yeah.
so nice.
How cool. Oh,
And then go for a coffee, tell her how you feel, wear your heart on your sleeve, just be like completely honest and upfront about everything. Just don't hold anything back. And if at the end she's like, right, I need to think about it and there's something else you want to say, just be like, look, I'm getting everything off my chest here. Lay it all on the line
yeah.
and see what she says. And
Yeah.
let us know what happens next.
Let us know. Yeah. I
Little
don't know why I sang
romance
that.
story.
Yeah. Let us know. I'm so excited. So excited. Yeah.
And if you have something that you would like to ask your sister, let us know at letmeaskmysisterpod@gmail.com or on any of our socials, or just head to our anonymous Google form and you can fill in your answer there. And let us know in the comments below as well on whatever you're listening to this
Whatever
on.
platform.
Yeah, whatever platform. Fill us in the comments. What would you do? What you think? Let us know because it really helps that algorithm. Push it out, babies. Push it out.
Yeah. Also, we'd love to hear these stories. So yeah, if you want to share your story or what would you think? What would you be okay if somebody wanted to ask out your sibling, or if your sibling wanted to ask out your friend? How would you feel? Let us know.
Well,
Yeah.
while we wait for Connor and Kira's response, you got to collect your kid and I'll call you back.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. We wait with bated breath, Connor. Let us know how it goes. But I will call you back.
Okay. Love you.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.